received the best support that was out there. In fact, more than any other universities would do for their students, and I'm really, really grateful for their support.
When I joined the university, I wanted to be an accountant or to own my own accounting firm. So when I joined the university, I had like an idea of what I was going to do, but I didn't know how to get started. So through the university, I got all the mentoring from first year up to the end when I graduated, and up to now, they're still supporting me. So they've taken through from the initial stages of my company up to where it is right now. And I'm so grateful for the support from them. My field is very competitive, and finding work is quite challenging. So you have to upscale yourself so that you are competitive in the industry. I tried to apply for jobs, but I wasn't getting exactly what I really wanted. So that motivated me because I had the skills, I knew what to do. So it motivated me to go ahead and start my own consultancy and start providing the services instead of working for someone else. I started my company during COVID-19 when we were at home, we were stuck and studying. I said this was the perfect time for me. Starting a business is easy, but it's like a roller coaster. I have to be persistent. If you persist, you get where you want.
Obviously, we only share our happy moments. There's a lot of ups and downs. It's not easy to get funding for your project, and it's hard, but I think it's possible to come over those obstacles if you just focus and continue working on achieving your milestones.
When you're starting your business, you have to find out what is your niche market. You have to register. You need to know whether you're going to be solo or you're going to be like with a partner to work together. And when you're working with someone, you have to make it clear like how is your shares going to be shared. So after those initial registration, then you go through your marketing. You can create your website so that you have a landing page. When you tell people that have this company, that you'll have a landing page where they can actually go and see your products. After those things, then you start promoting, you do your flyers, you network, get people to know your business. It's always best to separate your finances from the business, especially when it comes to taxes.
Like every journey, when I first started Happy Student, I was very optimistic. I thought everything was going to be ready within 3 months, and that 3 months became 6 months. That 6 months became 1 year, and then 2 years. But it's steps by step, so you learn as you walk through. And in my case, I registered my company immediately because it gave me the drive that I needed. The next thing, I borrowed some money from my closest circle, and with that money I was able to create something that I needed to show to people. And then eventually I realized that actually building an app is going to cost a lot more. So what I did, I started a Kickstarter campaign, and there I raised enough money to build a web app. And with that I applied some competitions, and now we are turned into a software. The idea when I first had was obviously what I am doing right now, but I just didn't know how this was going to develop. I was very optimistic at the beginning, and I'm still very optimistic.
In terms of just standing out to employers, that's one of the main things employers look for. The job market is really competitive right now, so in terms of getting the best grades possible, that's basically like imperative. So getting good grades is really important, but at the same time experience is something that a lot of people look for as well.
First one will be engaged. You can be a course representative. You can volunteer in your local community. If you go to a mosque or you go to a church, either to run for their accounts or volunteer to be their administrator. Your local council, they have some voluntary work. It doesn't really need to be like in line of your academics. Working with people, it shows that you will interact well with people. If you do that voluntary work, some employers actually take you on a full-time basis, so that once you've graduated, you don't have to search for work because they just take you on.
So I worked at Westminster Enterprise Network. I got that job through Engage, so I would highly recommend Engage. In terms of the interviews that you can gain as well, I'm sure that there's a really high percentage rate of getting interviews by Engage, so I'd highly recommend that. Got so many different departments at the university where you can actually excel, get that experience you need, and it could be much easier than getting a job externally, so I'd highly recommend applying within the university.
I think We Network, Westminster Enterprise Network, is a very good one if you are going to start your own business, whether as a freelancer or you want to be a startup. And I think they provide you with every necessary tool to develop your project. You start networking from university, meet with people from different culture, and you get to learn. And then eventually, I think network is very important when you want to be introduced to someone or refer to someone, or just to have access to them, to listen to their stories or advice for even 10 minutes is a really great insight. When I did my Kickstarter campaign, I went to all the people that I knew and I asked them to donate or provide, and it was very useful because then I was able to give something in return to people who were donating. I am also a Microsoft partner, so I have access to all the executives there, and every time I am in a difficult position, I would go to them and they would always help me and show me how to navigate around that obstacle that I'm having at that moment. And I think I was able to get that privilege because of the network I have created.
I recommend creating the LinkedIn account. That's like your online CV. So if you do go to networking events, you can connect with them via LinkedIn. I highly recommend that. It's something that will really help you, not only for the short term, but also for the long term as well. You don't want to get advice from people who don't have any experience. You want to get support and knowledge from people who actually are experts in their field, and you can find those people at networking events. So
if you don't have any idea, but have just a little tiny thing about like what you want to do, just go ahead and research if anybody is doing it. And if nobody is doing it, that might be your next business opportunity. But if someone is doing it already, you can learn from what they've done and grow your project as well.
I think once you experience something, then you know if it's right for you. So try and get the experience, try and volunteer, try and get the internship. Yes, it can be hard, but that experience is the thing that will make you decide what career path you're going to go through. Careers advisors can help you in a big way, and they can actually warn you or help you understand which pathway you want to take.
It's completely fine to ask for help when you don't know what to do, and your professors would also be willing to help you. The career advice departments, I'm sure there are many resources that you could use within the university, and I think you should use them because they will be able to help you with anything that you think you can't do, because they have been there, they have been where you have been, so they will be able to assist you.